All right, I think I figured it out. Just having some technical difficulties. Can you guys hear me okay? All right, welcome everybody. I don't know if you guys can hear me okay. We're gonna be doing some spooky productivity sprints, so grab a drink, grab a snack, grab a book, or some hobbies, and we're gonna hang out together. And then I also have a special guest, Emma. Thank you for joining us. I appreciate you for being here.
Hello, thank you for having me. I'm really excited to be here.
All right. So I think for the first sprint, I'm probably going to do a little bit of homework so that I, check that off the box, and then I'll probably hop into some reading, which I would be reading A Shadow in the Ember, which is like a spin-off series from the From Blood and Ash series. So what are you going to be doing, Emma?
Well, I just had to put my daughter down for a second. She's very upset. But, yes, we have give me 1 second.
No worries. All right. What is everybody else doing today during sprints? There is a comment section I'll be able to go through, and we'll be able to talk to each other. Also, StreamYard updated, unfortunately, so it doesn't allow Facebook Live and this platform to interconnect. So I'll have to figure out something for the future, but this is how it's going to work out for today. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and get the timer started for the first sprint. Is 30 minutes okay with you? All right. So we'll meet back in 30 minutes.
Perfect.
All right. Hello. How did everybody do? We're back. Right. Let's see. From looking at the comments, see Destiny said, I'm reading the X Hex. Well, that's exciting. I know that's our October book. I've read that a few times. I love it. It gives the greatest spooky vibes. Got to page 18. That's great. I laid out my paper for my one class, so we're making progress. How'd you do, Emma?
I did well. I finished my book I was reading yesterday. I was reading The Whisper Man. That was really scary. So I just started reading I think it's called Spookily Yours. It's like a witchy type. It starts like with like the synopsis is my cat is a demon. No, really. And I'm like, okay, well, so we'll see how that goes. It's cute so far. I like the cat. You know, I'm a cat person, so it's fun.
That sounds like fun. I wonder if they're gonna. Is it like a whimsical, like where the cat has like its own personality and talks?
Yeah. Like he can't talk like to the main character, but he like talks to himself pretty much, and like you know his thoughts and what he's thinking and stuff. So
that sounds funny.
It's cute. I like how she has like the little cat aspects of it. He's patting around, his tail is flicking. It's cute. I love stuff like that. So.
And then Destiny said, I read Spookily Yours. How did you like it? How far did you get into Spookily Yours?
Let's see. I think I made it to page 16.
Ooh.
Yep. So I'm on
Very
chapter
good progress.
2.
How is the ambiance of this one? Is it too much? Is it good? Should we try something different? Destiny said she gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. We love that.
Awesome. I'm excited. I need like more scary books, but I was so scared by The Whisper Man that like that's pretty much my limit. Like I thought that was pretty tame in the grand scheme of things, but I was really scared. So I'm like, I don't know if I should jump into deeper things because I think I would never sleep again.
Ruh-roh. I don't know. I need to find some books that I mesh with, like on the thriller and mystery side of things. I feel like I have a hard time dipping my toes into that genre because I feel like I read like The Flicker in the Dark, which was good, but like I'm easily spooked, but I'm also like I feel like things are a little bit repetitive for me.
Yeah, that's for sure.
So that's where I have a hard time. If you have any recommendations, please send them my way.
Oh, I love thrillers. But yeah, like if it's something that can get boring easily or like isn't progressing, I definitely understand that because I don't love to be scared. I want to be scared more recently, but I'm like I like something that is definitely like, wow, didn't see that coming. That isn't like had nothing to do with the book or something, like isn't like too far off, but still makes you think and, have to use your brain and stuff.
See, I like to be spooky. I like to be on my toes, but I don't want to be scared and like never sleep or think something's coming after me out of every corner either. Yeah. So there's a fine line.
Yeah, exactly. I can't blame you. I'm like a huge like scaredy cat. So I'm like, I don't know why this feeling lately of like wanting to be scared by books, but I'm like, I don't watch scary movies anymore. But
it is the season.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. I think I'm gonna change up the ambiance just to give us a little something different. Let's see. Do you see one that strikes your fancy?
Oh, all of them are so cute.
Let's see what about this lo-fi one? There's that one.
Oh, I like. What are you doing? My daughter, she tries to talk, so sorry if you guys.
She sounds like she's having a fun time over there. All right, so we'll try this one and see how it goes. And we'll restart the timer. And here we go. Hello, welcome back from our sprint. Right. So I decided the sprint to pick up my book. I got about like 20 pages into it. How did everybody else do? Destiny says she got to page 41 of the X-Hex, almost to chapter 5. Whoop whoop. How did you do, Emma?
I did well. I got to page 35, chapter 4, I think. And the cat can now talk, communicate with the witch. So I'm like, that's kind of interesting, but I didn't expect that. I thought it was just going to be from one point of view to the other. So
nice.
interesting.
I find it much more enjoyable when like the animals can communicate besides just hearing their thoughts.
Yeah. It's cute. I mean, it's still, interesting. I don't usually read a lot of cozy books. I don't know why, but I should read more.
I feel that. I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, I haven't read many like cozy books, I guess you could say. The most recent one I read, I can't even think of the name of it. It's like that one where it's like, it's supposed to be like it's marketed as like a cozy fantasy book, and it's about like coffee and like romance.
Is it the Legends and Lattes one?
Yes, that one.
Okay, yeah, I've seen that. I haven't read that yet, but I have seen that.
That one was the last cozy book I read. Cozy. I don't know. I gave it, I think, like a 4 stars. It was like a cute time, but like there wasn't much happening. It was a slower paced book.
Yeah.
And I wanted more from it than what I got.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Sure.
Another book I don't know if it's marketed as cozy, but I find it cozy and very wholesome is the House on the Cerulean Sea.
Okay. I think I've seen that book in passing. I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I think it's written by TJ Klune. I'm pretty sure, I'm not 100%, but I give that book like 5 out of 5 stars, and it still like lives rent free in my head with all like the characters. It's like so many characters, and it's so wholesome and so cute and so sweet, and it just, I don't know. It's one of those books for me.
I hear you there.
Let's see. Yes, Legends and Lattes. I think they also came out with a sequel, but I don't know how I feel about going into it, like reading the sequel. What should I read after the Hex? Practical Magic or World War Z? Ooh, Practical Magic sounds good. Is it like the same like premise of like the movie? Because I haven't watched that in so long. That also needs to be on my spooky bucket list before the month is over. I also did read the sequel to, or not the sequel. Is it the sequel? Yeah, it's the second book from the X-Hex. That was good too. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed seeing more from the characters. I hear they're vastly different from the movie versus the book. That's fair. I feel like that's how it tends to be, unfortunately, when like books are like adopted into like screenplays. I'm curious to see how different it is, like what parts make it different. You'll have to let me know how you like it, because then I'll probably put that on my bucket list to read as well. Because I need more books like that, more spooky season time books. Because I haven't found any that like I have to read or have that itch to read. If that makes sense. Um, I read a bit of World War Z. The movie is completely different, like little to no relation. That's interesting.
I started reading, I didn't finish it yet, but I started reading Jurassic Park because I am like obsessed with the franchise. I love them. Even
Ooh.
like the newer ones. I'm like there's some of them are a little corny, but I love them. And the book is like so much different than the movie already. Like there's so much more going on, and it's just like they took so much out of those movies like that should have been in there, and so many details. So it kind of stinks that they do that with
Yeah,
certain movies and books, but
that is for sure. Um, that's why I get a little nervous when I hear movies are coming out like based on the book, especially if it's a book that I've read. And I tend to like make sure that I'm gonna read the book if I plan on reading the book before I watch the movie, because I don't know. I normally don't do it the other way around. Um, but I don't know if it like sets this higher expectation, you know. So
yeah,
that's kind of
that's
like the catch.
yeah, absolutely. I have like a really hard time imagining things. I don't know why. So like sometimes I'm like reverse, like I don't know why I'm like that. I like to kind of go in sometimes, not all the time, with like an idea of what people look like. I like have a
Mm.
terrible time imagining characters and places. So sometimes I like to see things beforehand, like Discovery of Witches. I don't know how accurate the book or the movie is to the books, but I started watching that and I liked the show. I thought it was, kind of interesting for some parts, but I'm like, that would make me want to watch or want to read the book. Like,
Yeah,
I thought it was,
I've heard both are really good, both the show and the books.
I need to read the books, but I'm like, so like not like it's they said that like if you're a fan of like historical like fiction stuff like that, like history, which I'm
Mm.
like not really into, like then it would be like up your alley. But I don't know. So I'm like very hesitant because I don't want to like be bored. So
That's fair. Is it like magical realism or is it like
I would say yes, I imagine,
okay?
but I don't know for 100% sure.
Because I've heard great things about both, and I wasn't sure. Like, I have the first book of Discovery of Witches. I just haven't got there before like I watch it because, like I said, I don't do it the other way around because if I'm gonna watch it, I'm gonna watch it, and that's probably it for me.
Yeah, I can't blame you there.
Um, then there's like Akatar. They're supposed to like do a show on Hulu, and then it got paused on like because of that writer's strike and stuff like that. Honestly, I just want it turned into an animation. I don't want you to pick actors, maybe like voice actors,
Right.
but like I feel like I'm somehow gonna it's gonna be like lost in the translation to like the show and not how I
Yeah.
imagined it or a lot of the fandom has imagined it. Whereas if like they did it in an animation style, like um animated characters and stuff like that, it could be closer to what majority of the fan base has imagined it to be.
Right. Right. I love that whole series. I think that it was so well done. And like the thing is I'm like not a huge fantasy person. Like I said, I have like a really hard time pronouncing names of places.
Mhm.
I have a really hard time imagining people, and I loved that series. And so that makes me want to read more fantasy, but I'm
Right. Yeah.
like some things don't need to be movies or shows. I don't know if I would watch it because I wouldn't want it to like taint how I see certain things, I guess.
Yeah. That's for sure.
I'd be
I
nervous.
get nervous about that too, and that's why I feel like if they did an animation, it'd be closer to what majority of the people have imagined for it.
Right.
Yeah. Um, I also heard that Fourth Wing has potentially been picked up as well to be a show or a movie or something like that. I'm not sure which, but
I have not read that. My friend really like wants me to, so I am interested in reading it. I have this like new edition that they just released, and I usually read on my Kindle right now because I don't know if anyone saw my baby kicking my Kindle out of my hands. That's pretty much how she is all the time. So she just like can't help herself. She's too funny. But I just am like so worried about starting it and then being like, I don't really like this. I don't know. I should just do it and get it over with. And I might love it. Like, so I'm like, I'm just nervous because it is so like popular that I'm worried to be that person that's like, oh, it's okay. Like, but I have heard such great things. I like staring at the book right now. I'm like, I really want to start it, but I'm like,
you should
I
do
don't
it.
know.
Do it. Peer
Yeah,
pressure.
I know I should, right? Oh my God, I know. Next book,
It's like my top 3 favorite book series.
really?
Yeah. I mean, I kind of group SJM, like ACOTAR and then Crescent City as one together. I've read mostly through Throne of Glass. I kind of got stuck, so I'm trying to work through that. But then I also like Fourth Wing, and then From Blood and Ash, which is the spin-off series that from the main series I'm reading right now.
Gotcha.
Like the main series for that one is like 4 books, and then there's the spin-offs.
Gotcha. I am like a big okay, so I like I said, read ACOTAR. I read the first book of Throne of Glass. I read Throne of Glass literally. I don't know if that's the right one to start with, but I thought it was a great place to start, and I really liked that. I read that before I read ACOTAR, but I never finished it because I was like, wow, 8 books.
Yeah.
That's a huge commitment. So I have been a little nervous to start that or finish it. I want to because I'm like, wow, that was so good. But I'm like, that's like, that's a lot of time. And then I'm like, I get stuck, like you said, like it took me a long time to finish A Court of Wings and Ruin. Like, I'm not even joking. It probably took me like 3 months. Like, I read like a bunch of books in between. Like, I was like not feeling it. Then I finally got back in the swing of things, and then we progressed. But it was hard. I'm like, and I used to be like a person who was like, oh my gosh, I can't not finish a book. But then I'm like your time is so valuable. Like,
Yeah.
So
I've definitely switched to that mindset too. When I first started reading, I was like, oh, I have to finish every book that I touch, regardless of how I may be feeling about it. But then I switched to that my time is valuable, like, mindset. And like, if I don't like it within like maybe the first 30% of the book, I'm like, out the window it goes. Not literally, but you know what I mean? We're done here.
I've had I made a list of I don't know if it's if I should not do it next year, but I made a list of books that I didn't finish because some of them I know I want to go back to, but it's just not the right time.
Right time, yeah.
And I don't want to forget that, what I was reading. But sometimes I look at it, I'm like, darn it, I really should finish some of these. And it kind of gives me a little bit of anxiety. But again, back to I want to read and be happy with what I'm reading at the moment and enjoy it because that's, of course, what life is all about. And so I read a lot of dark romance. I have been reading the Predator series by Runix. I almost put it down. I did not like it at first. Well, it wasn't I didn't like it. I was like, oh, this is so slow. I'm like, just kiss already, do something. But then I was like, it started picking up, and like I'm like obsessed with it. So I'm like so happy that I, gave it a chance and I finished it, and then I immediately moved on to the Predator or the Reaper, I'm sorry.
The Reaper.
And now I am going to start the third one. I can't remember what it's called. I think it's called The Emperor. But yeah, I'm so excited about that series. It's so great. It's a great series.
I've just started to more so lately like dip my toe into that genre, like I did before, like with like a Court of Vampires with Katie Robert and stuff, with some her books, and some of those were hit and misses for me. I really enjoy like Emily McIntyre and her like Twisted Ever After series.
Yes, okay.
Let's see. There's movie. Oh, let's see. Look, Aragon movie ruined me for the movie adaptation from the books. I feel like most readers feel this generally the same way about like adaptations. You know what I mean? Like we all love the book more than the movie or the show. I don't know. I've tried lately to like not even just like book to movie like adaptations, but movies in general. Like I've been trying not to have like a like formed judgment about like the movie, like you know what I mean, before I even go into it, just so that I enjoy the time and what the movie for what it is. If that makes sense. You know what I mean? Facts. Hey. But yeah. I think you should definitely pick up Fourth Wing. It's a fun time. If you like fantasy, you like dragons.
I've definitely been really interested in it. I'm like so close. I almost started it right now, but I was like, I don't know what's holding me back. I don't know why I'm like that. I'm like, I don't know. I just got to do it. I just got to bite the bullet and do it. And if I love it, then I'll be like, wow, this was the best.
Fair. I'm also sometimes like when everything is like when something's really hyped up, like I wait until the hype is over and then I jump into it because I don't want to find like spoilers. I don't want to be like, I don't know, you know?
Instagram like really spoiled a lot of ACOTAR for me.
Oh.
But like I was okay with that though. Like it doesn't really bother me if something is spoiled unless pretty much like a character dies. So like I'm not like, it doesn't really bother me because I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to get to that part. I need to know like what the tea is. So I like to see like AI is pretty much useful in one way for me because I love to see like all these things that people come up with and their like adaptations of it, because I'm like, sometimes I'm like, wow, I wish that was the whole movie. I wish I could sit here and watch everything else, but it's interesting. And yeah, so I hear you there.
Let's see. Probably because the third book isn't out yet and you shouldn't start it until you have the third book when it comes out.
I've heard that.
That's also fair because us girlies are waiting patiently.
It's like a new show, like when you're just waiting for the next episode to drop. And
yeah, patiently, unpatiently.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah. I really enjoyed the first book, and then the second book I had like I literally scheduled myself off of work the day that it was gonna like drop and release in bookstores so I could go get it and then have the entire day to binge read it. And I had a couple people come over like in the evening or later in the day after like, and we all had like a reading party and just sat in my living room and read Fourth Wing or the second book. Really? It was awesome. So fun.
That does sound fun. It's like not to be that guy, but like after I had a baby, it's like sometimes so hard for me to just read. It's easier now, but it's like I used to read like all the time, nonstop. Same like thing with my Switch and stuff. And now I'm like, oh my gosh, you gotta like, make time for it. And like, I'm so happy to be part of this right now because I'm like, I just love to read. I don't know what else to say, like just obsessed with it. So,
and I appreciate you being here.
Thank you for having me. Really, like I've never done anything like this. I like to be part of things.
So, and plus I feel like it makes you make time to be like productive in whatever you're doing, whether that's like reading or like, doing a hobby, crocheting and stuff. You're sitting down and you're making that time for it. You know what I mean? But are you guys ready to start another sprint? I'm not sure if this one is going to be the last one, but I think we'll do one more and then see how we feel, and then we'll go from there. I'm also going to change the space, give us a different vibe.
It's like my daughter is psychic. Whenever I talk about her, then she knows. She wakes up.
Oh, she knows.
Yeah, they always know.
Yeah, sure. I think we'll do this one for now. Hello, hello, hello. How did everybody do on that sprint? I got like 2 chapters or so. It's getting a little crazy up in here. Things are going down. Destiny says she got to page 70 of the X Hex, which is chapter 8 now. Yay!
Ooh.
That's super exciting. How are you liking it so far, Destiny? I have acquired a furry friend. Destiny says, I really enjoyed it. I'm glad. I think I've read like the X Hex 2 or 3 times, and I feel like it really encompasses the spooky season vibes. It's like a little witchy fun time. I don't want to give away all the details, you know. But super cute. She's just figuring out she might have hexed him. Such a cozy romance, yes. It is such a cozy romance. It's like a rom-com meets like witchy vibes. It's a fun time. How'd you do, Emma?
Oh, I did good. I think I made it to page 58. Almost on to the next chapter. I think it might be 6 or 7. It's pretty cute so far. It's definitely something out of my like normal reads, so I like it. I think it's very cute and it is pretty cozy, so the vibes are there.
I love that. How does everybody feel about another sprint? Is everybody for it? I probably have one more sprint in me before I call it, because we have D&D going on later this evening, so I'm excited for that.
That'll be fun.
Yes. Sounds good to me. I'll probably get halfway through the book. Yay. All right. So we'll probably do another sprint and then we'll call it, because we'll have to get ready for D&D, which I'm super excited for. It's been a minute since D&D has happened, and I have some mayhem and chaos to ensue, you know, as one does.
What is your character or who?
So my character is a little, not quite a, so she's like a succubus sorcerer. So she's like on the smaller end. She has like horns. She kind of is probably, I would say, more on the chaotic side of things, but she's very like self-motivated and driven. So like we're with a group of characters who are kind of going through like I would say like a 1920s like dungeon-esque gang crawler type vibe.
Gotcha.
So she has definitely more like self-motivations than a mutual goal of a group oriented type of drive to her as a character. But she's I think she's level 3, so sorcerer. So we're getting some of the basics of like magic.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Awesome.
And then also Nate, which is my boyfriend, he is running the campaign. He also has like this other ability where the character gets to switch into like another like being or side of themselves, which is completely opposite. Like, so I'm still working on building that character, which I kind of decided that it's kind of going to be like, instead of like where the succubus is kind of more chaotic and more personal drive oriented, I'm going for the opposite, innocent, woodsy, druid, dryad type. So she's going to be more like a woodsy person and like more magical, and I would say probably more like goal and healing oriented than the chaos.
Gotcha. Gotcha. That's awesome.
So I'm excited to be able to use her as a character as well.
Awesome. I'm excited for you guys. Let me know how it goes.
Yes, I definitely will. All right. So I'm going to restart the timer. Welcome back from our last sprint. How did everybody do?
I did well. I made it to page 82, so we're
Yay!
just getting there.
Has it changed your thoughts on like the characters or anything as it's developing?
I have this huge I hope this doesn't make anyone upset. I just hate when a book is immediately there's this love interest and someone is already oh my goodness, I'm already so infatuated with this person. It's only so much in, but this has I don't know. I find that this writing and development has come at an appropriate pace, I guess. And I do like it. So that's where I'm going with that. I like that. It's not rushed. I mean, it's only, I think, 229 pages in the book. So, I mean, I'm at page 82 and there's some sort of thoughts and feelings of some type there, and I feel like that's an appropriate pace, especially if there's plot.
Right, that's fair. I also agree with you when books just jump into I don't know, a rushed infatuation where it's you've been here for 2 seconds, calm down.
Yeah. Yeah, literally.
Let's see. Destiny said, I'm on page 102, chapter 11, about halfway through. That's very exciting. Ooh. I think if I remember correctly, at the halfway point of that book, things just start rapid firing and things just keep happening, and it's just, I don't know, it just gets, I feel like it captivates you more. You know what I mean?
I'm definitely going to have to read it. I have the physical copy of it somewhere. I don't exactly know where, but I wanted to read it at one point. What are you doing? And then I never made it, and I never really made it to that one. And then there was another one that reminded me of it. I can't remember what it was, but I'll have to look for it. But it was another witchy, cozy romance type.
There was another one similar.
I'm trying to think of what the heck it was.
Oh, The Society of Irregular Witches. Is it that one?
No, I don't think so.
I read that one before I read Legends and Lattes. I did enjoy The Society of Irregular Witches. However, I don't know. I felt like, I don't know. It wasn't what I expected, I guess. And I had read The House of the Cerulean Sea, and it was kind of trying to be that, but more witchy. And I just didn't, I don't think I enjoyed it as much as I could have.
Yeah, I feel that. I'm trying to now that I'm talking to you, I have such a brain fart of what I have been reading. My goal of the year is 25. I'm so close to it, and that's a lot for me. In my first year back into reading, I read 20 books in 4 months, and I was so burnt out. I forced myself to do it. And it was a chore at that point, and I was so infatuated by the Instagrammers and stuff like that I was trying to be like that, I guess. And it just burnt me out. So the following year I only read 3 books that year, and now I'm
that's totally fair. This year has been less books, but more about quality of books for me and taking my time. I did have a couple slumps throughout the year, and then my pace has also been slower with going back to school and stuff. So my focus has shifted a bit. But yeah, I've been enjoying reading this book. It's taken me a while, but I'm enjoying it. I'm loving the characters and loving like the more world building that it's getting, and it's just good stuff.
That's how I am like right now. It's like about, I feel like the quality over like quantity. I mean, I still want to be able to reach 25, but I'm like, if I'm enjoying it, it's like, oh well. It's like, if I make it, I make it, and if I don't, oh well. And I'm not like gonna beat myself up over it. And I like, I'm trying so hard to find like things that I feel like are well written, and I know that like certain things that I don't like, someone else might like. So it's like, you know, what that means to me, pretty much.
Right. And I feel like I don't know, the last 2 years of reading for me, I've been trying like at I wouldn't say trying, but like I was so focused on the amount of books I was reading versus like we're saying, the quality of books, that I felt like, I don't know, I just felt burnt out, like you were saying. And also through that, learning that it's okay to DNF a book if I don't like it, or like a soft DNF, maybe it's not the right time or place to read it, so pause it and come back to it. So
exactly, that's what, like, I've been trying to tell a couple friends too who are new-ish to reading, and they're like, oh, you know, I need to finish this book, but I'm not enjoying it. I'm like, just set it down for now. Like, you could always go back to it if you want to, if you're feeling it, but like, don't waste your time if you're not feeling it, because it's supposed to be fun.
Yes, it's supposed to be fun. You're supposed to enjoy your time. It's supposed to give you the feeling of, oh, I don't want to put it down, or like I need to know what's going to happen next.
Exactly.
So. I honestly don't know what I'm going to do with myself after I finish the series, because I've been reading like the series primarily majority of this year, and like after that, I don't know if you have that feeling when you finish a series, you're like, what do I do with myself now that it's done? And then you get like this post-series depression.
Yeah. I feel like, that.
But what do you do with yourself, with your time? And then you're like, nothing will compare.
Yeah, I hear that. I feel that a lot. Oh my gosh. I know, because it's like so sad.
Yes.
I'm like, sometimes I'm like, am I gonna restart it again? I don't know. I mean, it's just like, it's like you're missing a friend. I don't know.
Exactly. You've like gone through this journey with these characters, and then you're so enveloped in the world that you're like, I don't want to leave.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah.
So silly.
For sure. I'm definitely going to be putting out a poll. I think I'm going to try to see if at the end of October, if we could do like either another sprint, or I was even thinking about doing like a movie night where we could all like watch a movie together. I think I'll put either a poll out for either more sprints, or have like a spooky movie night or something. We'll watch like something together as a group. I think it'll be fun.
Yeah, I think something like that would totally be fun. And I don't know, I look forward to what is next. I've never done like a sprint, so this is neat. I know that you've had them in the past, and I think that is awesome. So I'm glad to finally, even if I was just watching the live, I'm just like, wow, I never realized, like, I was like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. So now I realized, and I'm like, wow, I've been missing out.
Yeah, I find like sprints are so fun. I feel like, especially when you have like people to bounce off of, it makes it like such a fun experience. Like, I mean, everybody gets to do their own thing, but you get to come back and talk about it and like
Right.
be productive together.
Exactly.
And Destiny says a movie night would be fun. I think it would be so much fun. I'll have to figure out what kind of movies like everybody would be up for. Like, I don't know, if like a spooky movie or like Halloween nostalgia, like Halloween Town or Twitches or
Oh, I love
Practical
those.
Magic or something like that. So definitely be on the lookout for that.
Alrighty.
Alrighty. All right. I think I'm going to end it here, guys. So I'll see you guys later.
Bye. Thanks for having me.
And thank you for being here.
Of course.